Hey guys, we're here with the one and only Warren Spector to talk about Epic Mickey. So for those who have been living under a rock for a year, tell us about Epic Mickey and how it takes a different approach to the Disney universe.
Well, you know, I love Mickey Mouse, I love Disney, and I look back at his career in video games and I see some really good games, but I don't see him being a star at the same level as a Mario or a Link or a Master Chief. And I don't understand why. It just seems wrong to me. So, you know, when Disney asked me if I was interested in doing a Mickey Mouse game, all I could think is, yeah, I gotta make this guy a star. I gotta make him a video game hero. Disney did ask me if I wanted to do this, and it was really funny. I'm sitting in a room full of Disney senior vice presidents, and they're saying, "Man, we have a concept. Is it okay if we pitch it to you?" And I'm sitting there going, "Come on, you're Disney. Of course it's okay if you pitch it to me." And there were 2 or 3 things in that pitch that really resonated with me. One of which was a world called Wasteland, where all of Disney's forgotten and rejected concepts go when audiences are no longer, in love with them. And I just adored that idea, and I said, that's something I can work with. Mickey is obviously a character that I want to work with, and they said, let's bring back Oswald the Lucky Rabbit.
Huh?
As soon as I said that, I melted into a puddle on the ground and pulled myself back together as quickly as I could so they didn't notice.
Did you know about that character before it was presented to you?
Dude, I have been an animation freak since I was a kid. I was plugged into all these underground cartoon collecting networks, and we had mimeograph fanzines called Mind Rot and Animania and stuff. And I was reading about Oswald years ago when no one could see him. So when they mentioned Oswald to me, I knew exactly who they were talking about. The opportunity to work with Mickey is, the most recognizable icon on the planet. How do you say no to that? But the opportunity to reintroduce a forgotten character from Disney's history to the world, that's an opportunity that comes along literally once in a lifetime.
Yeah, and it's definitely the reason why I'm so interested in the game itself, because it takes you back to the whole Disney lore that some people aren't even aware of. The original plan, correct me if I'm wrong, but the original plan was to have this on the more next-gen systems, like the PC, the Xbox 360, the PS3. Did you find when you were creating the game, it created some limitations as to what you wanted to do?
Sure, all creativity happens within constraints. There's the creative box that either you create or which you work on with your partners. And every console has its strengths and its weaknesses. Graham Hopper, the guy who runs Disney Interactive Studios, he called me into his office and he said, "What does it take to ensure Game of the Year quality?" That was the starting point. I said, enough time and money to compete. Spending a lot of money and a lot of time doesn't guarantee success, but not spending it guarantees failure. Yeah. So you need to do enough. And then I said, this is a quote, "It sure would be nice if we could focus on a single platform. Because then you can really design the game specifically to take advantage of what that platform does that no other platform does." So once we had that core mechanic of drawing and erasing, painting, put a paintbrush in the guy's hand, for crying out loud. So we were able to do that. And there are countless decisions like that. The Wii, it did reach a broader audience. It did work with our core gameplay. I'm just kind of a closet Nintendo freak, always have been, So I really wanted to make a Nintendo game. You put that all together, it was a great decision.
Thank you for your time. Warren Spector, when's the drop date of the game?
November 30th in North America.
Okay, November 30th. If you don't have a Wii, make sure you get it for this game. Thanks a lot.